3, 2, 1.
Hello, and in this training video for WWSU Radio, we're going to talk about ending your show. So when it comes close to time to end your show, as you can see, we're actually over time right now. We're finishing up a pre-record through Windows Media Player, but you're going to get to see how we end the show once this pre-record is done. So to kind of explain how you do it, it's pretty easy. All you really have to do is make sure that all of the channels except auto and cart are turned off, and then you're going to click end broadcast here in DJ controls. And when you click end broadcast, it is going to end the show. It's going to start back up automation, and then roughly a few minutes after you end your show, you'll get an email to your Write.edu account, kind of giving you some analytics for your show. It'll have your listener count, your show time, any messages people sent. It'll have a full log of your show, and things like that. So it comes in really handy to be able to gauge the listenership of your show and the performance of your show as well. I do want to mention listener counts for WWSU are strictly online listeners only. We have no way, unfortunately, to keep track of FM, radio listeners. We don't have a Nielsen box, which a Nielsen box is something that consumers get to plug into their TV and radio devices, and it kind of monitors what they listen to and reports that data back to Nielsen. And that's kind of a way to gauge listenership. We're not a big enough station, unfortunately, to qualify for those. All right, so we're about ready here. So we got 8 seconds left on the recording, so we're going to go ahead and begin to wrap up the show. So 3 seconds, and the recording's done. We're going to hit end broadcast, and that's sending the broadcast to automation. And if you pay attention to our mixer board here, we're going to turn everything off except cart and auto. We had somebody on the phone line, so we're going to hang them up now. We're going to turn comp off as well, which is what we were using to play the audio. And this is how the mixer board should look like after you're finished with your show. So everything except auto and cart is turned off. All the levels are down, and so on and so forth. Currently, we have a sanitation policy. Those of you who finish your show and there's not another show immediately afterwards, you are asked to sanitize the station. And we're going to talk about that in our next video here, so be sure to go to the next video and we'll talk about sanitizing the station. Now, I did also want to inform you that after you end your broadcast, DJ Controls will show a checklist of pretty much everything that we covered. It will remind you to turn off all of the channels and to sanitize the station and everything like that. But also, it's going to tell you that you have 5 minutes to sign out of all of your personal accounts and close all of your windows and stuff on this computer. So if you have, email, Spotify, Audacity, YouTube, etc., Streamlabs, you're going to want to close all of those programs and sign out of all of your accounts within the next 5 minutes, or whenever before the next DJ goes on the air, if there's somebody immediately after you. Because the computer is going to automatically lock after 5 minutes. It's going to log you out, and you're not going to be able to log back in once it logs you out, because you're not on the schedule for another show. So keep that in mind when you end your show. You have a limited amount of time to save all of whatever you need to save and to sign out of your personal accounts. And I cannot stress this enough. Sign out of your accounts. If you don't sign out, other DJs will have access to your accounts when they use this computer. Just because it locks out of the computer doesn't mean it will lock out of your personal accounts.